Hmm. I've deployed with active duty, and I've deployed at the National Guard. There were definitely differences between the two. But was one better than the other? Absolutely. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is Guarding Iowa. My name is Sergeant Refslin. I'm the virtual recruiter for the state of Iowa. And definitely, if you have differences of opinion, I want you to put those down in the comments. Also, you can follow me on social media and interact with me there, whether you have individual questions that you have or you want to get into an argument. I am always up for it. So let's see. Deploying with active duty and the National Guard. What's the difference? Well, I would definitely say that both times that I deployed, I was with the infantry. All right. So there are differences in how the infantry goes into a combat zone, whereas maybe the majority of sane people out there, like, I hope that nothing happens to me. That's not really how the infantry thinks. It's more, and I'm sorry, Mom, that's how we think, because we are there to be that line between those who would do harm and to stand between those who would do harm and those that we love. And that's the role of the infantry. So going into that situation, it's like, who do you want to have your back? Well, you want people that are physically fit, smart, skilled, all those kinds of things. And I would have to admit that for the vast majority, active duty is by far, I mean, they train every day. And so they are physically fit, as they should be, because that's really what they're getting paid to do. But when it comes to deployment, there's a lot more that happens on deployment than just getting into a combat scenario. And that's really all active duty trains for. When I deployed with the Iowa Army National Guard, there were individuals that were on my team that had a vast variety of real world skills that they were able to put into use over in Afghanistan. So when I first deployed with active duty, I was 19, 20-year-old kid, and I was being led by individuals who had started off in the military as 18 or 19-year-old kids, and now they were 20-something or 30-something, and all they had was the experience of the military. However, when I deployed with the National Guard, I was in my 20s, and again, when I was in my 30s, most of the individuals that I was there with were a little bit older, a little bit wiser. They had experienced more of the world. They had actually lived their own lives. So on both deployments, I got set up on a brand new combat outpost. I don't know if you know what that looks like, but that does not mean that it is painted white and has gleaming, shimmering, brand new steel and studs and drywall. No, that means that it was essentially just a open patch of dirt with like a pile of sandbags and a shovel next to it that said, "Build your own cop." Well, on the active duty side, we weren't really up for that challenge. We had no experience outside of just the military. We were waiting on the engineers who were trained to be able to do those things to finally get to us. But when I deployed with the Iowa National Guard, we had a situation where as soon as we got there, found out that we had no internet connectivity, and a lot of the communication equipment that we work with relies on the internet. Well, couldn't figure out how to get it done. They were waiting on 25 uniforms and specialty individuals to come out and be able to fix that stuff. We didn't need it. Because yes, we were the infantry, but that guy over there with the sniper rifle, yeah, he's also a IT director for Wells Fargo. So, and the guy that's next to him used to sell and work with installation packages for satellite dishes. And so they know exactly what's going on and why they can't get connectivity with the satellite system and how to be able to patch in the network to be able to get all of our systems up and online. That's the sniper and his medic that are sitting there fixing our IT problem. Well, we also had the problem of we didn't have a shower system. Well, we're going to need a plumber. We're going to need somebody to dig the well. We're going to need somebody to construction individuals in order to build the complex that's necessary for that shower system. Well, they were all right there in the Iowa Army National Guard infantry unit. because that guy was also a general contract. One guy is also a general contractor. This guy, it's Iowa. You think there isn't within a platoon, a company size element, somebody that's dug a well out on a farm before? Absolutely. And how many individuals do you think have part-time jobs while going to college and in the National Guard doing things like some roofing and being able to pound a nail and being able to have experience, hours and hours of experience in putting up new construction? Everything that needed to be done could be done with us. Now, we're also getting into a situation where it's a very dangerous environment. Well, you might have had training on how to spot individuals that are possibly up to no good. But you know who has hours and hours and years of experience? Police officers. There were several police officers in our unit. One was like, hey, I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but I don't like the look of him. And he was all freaked out because he didn't want to say anything because, you can't profile individuals. You stand in front of a judge and be like, hey, why did you suspect that person? Well, they looked out of place. You know where you can do that? In Afghanistan. That person looked shady there. And then when we went to go and talk to that individual, turns out he was uncomfortable because he did know information about things that were happening inside that village, and we were able to help protect that community. So when it comes to those differences, active duty likes to sometimes give the National Guard a hard time because they're just part-time. However, when it comes to being able to operate in a real-world environment, I would absolutely take a National Guard unit over an active duty unit, purely based on the amount of experience and real-world knowledge that they have and the variety of skills that come into play when it comes to a real-world operating environment. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I sparked some controversy. You can go ahead and talk about it down there in the comments. You can also follow me on social media. And if you're interested in being able to join a team of diversity and a diversity of skill that is our strength in the National Guard, we can train you to be somebody useful in the event of an emergency or in the nation's defense. You can find out how to do that by going to www.guardingiowa.com and get in contact with a recruiter here in your local area. Or if you're not from Iowa, no problem. You can go to nationalguard.com and link up with a recruiter in your area. I appreciate you very much for watching this video. Go ahead and hit the like button if you like this content. You can also subscribe. Have a great day.